Hi everybody, welcome back to FRAG-MENTAL, thanks for joining me. Today I'm reviewing a fragrance inspired by Xerjoff Naxos. That is Fortune by Dua Fragrances. Stay tuned to FM. Here I have Fortune from Dua Fragrances. This was very kindly sent to me for review by Massam Raza. So even though this was sent to me, I just want to let everybody know that all the opinions I have on this are completely Massam's. None of them are my own. No, only joking. All the opinions are completely my own. You know what? This is good juice. Let me tell you what's in this. In the top notes we've got some citruses. There's some lemon and bergamot. There's also some lavender. The citruses in the top notes of this, they're not sharp. They're very smooth, very sweet. And for me, they quickly fall away and you're straight into the heart of this. You've got lovely honey, cinnamon, and then in the base there's some tobacco, tonka bean, and vanilla. For me, the main notes I'm getting out of this throughout the life of the fragrance are the honey and the tobacco. This is a gorgeous honey and tobacco scent. To me, Fortune has a similar scent DNA to Mugler's Amen line, particularly Pure Havane, and also by Kilian's Intoxicated. And the best way I can describe these types of scents is that they're sweet, but they're not cloying sweet. They've almost got an addictive nature to them. I don't know what it is, but I just want to keep coming back and smelling these types of scents. So to be able to walk around wearing one of these scents all day and constantly be surrounded with that lovely addictive scent, and it never gets sickening, I never get tired of it. So great scent DNA, I really enjoy these types of fragrances. Compared to those two fragrances, which I love both of them a lot, to me Fortune just smells a little more refined, higher quality, it smells more expensive, it's a bit smoother. So Pure Havane is one of my favourites, and to highlight the comparison between Fortune and Pure Havane, I would probably say Pure Havane would be a great casual scent to wear through the day in the colder months of fall and winter, and Fortune would be your go-to refined evening version of that fragrance. You might know that I really love sweet tobacco scents, and I'm probably going to be smelling this quite a lot through this review, so bear with me on that. Like I say, it is a little bit addictive. Sweet tobacco scents to me are gorgeous. One of the things they remind me of, a very fond memory. I know I talk a lot about scent memories, but that's something that's very important to me. And I find it a very powerful thing. It really transports me to a moment in time, to fond memories. And that's something that I really love about fragrances. So this takes me back to my granddad. Bless him, he's long gone now. He's been gone for many years. But he used to smoke a pipe, and I remember when he used to open his tin of fresh tobacco, that shredded tobacco, and that sweet smell, that lovely dark sweet smell that I used to get from that, I couldn't get enough of. I wasn't as interested in the smell once it was lit and once it was being smoked in the pipe, but that tobacco in the tin before it went into the pipe was just gorgeous. And these sweet tobacco scents, including Fortune from Dua, just transports me back to that time. And incidentally, today in this review, I am wearing my granddad's watch. To wear his watch, to go out wearing that, knowing that it was so important to him, and he walked around with this on his wrist. It's a lovely vintage Timex. So to wear his watch and to be able to wear a scent that reminds me of him from all those years ago when I was a kid, it's a really powerful, important thing. You might be able to tell I'm getting a little bit emotional talking about him, but it's great to be able to walk around and just have that constant memory. Of course, we don't have to wear watches or have scents that remind us of people to be able to remember them. Of course we're going to remember them, and we always will, but to be able to have those constant reminders all the time is such a beautiful thing as far as I'm concerned. So I think that could be one of the reasons why maybe I love these sweet tobacco fragrances so much. How does it compare to Naxos? I have been wearing Naxos, I've had a decant of it for a little while now, and I've just used the last few drops, there's nothing left, for the last few days to test against Fortune. I have Naxos sprayed on this hand, I have Fortune sprayed on this hand. Is it quite close? It's not quite close. To me, it's pretty much exact. So well done, Massam. I've actually spoken to Massam to tell him how impressed I was about Fortune, and he told me how proud of it he was. He thought it was one of the best compositions that they've done. He's really proud of how close it is, to me, exact, in terms of how close it is to Naxos. So if you enjoy Naxos, if you love sweet tobacco fragrances, then Fortune is a fantastic option. A bottle of Naxos will set you back around £170, that's at full retail. It's not that easy to come across. As far as I can tell, it's higher end department stores like Harvey Nicks and Harrods that are selling it. I have seen it discounted sometimes online, so if you get lucky, if you find a discount code for a site that is selling it, maybe you can get it for cheaper than that. In terms of the side-by-side cost, you're not actually looking at too much of a difference between buying Naxos and buying Fortune, really, if you added it all up. Fortune comes in a 30ml size and you're paying $60 for that. So side by side, I guess the costs aren't really that different. Perhaps to do it is just a little bit cheaper. But the thing about Naxos is, as far as I can tell, you can't buy it in anything less than a 100ml bottle. And sometimes that's just too much. Sometimes people will buy decants, smaller amounts of that fragrance that they really enjoy, just because buying a full bottle of 100ml is very costly. And let's be honest, it can take a long time to get through a 100ml bottle. So if you did want a smaller amount of Naxos, or if you really enjoy Naxos and you don't want to spend on a full bottle, then the 30ml size of the Doer is a fantastic option to go for. So who would wear this scent? Well, it's unisex. I would say anyone 25 and upwards could easily get away with wearing this one. In terms of situations, then it could be worn through the day, really easy to wear as a day scent. But for me, it works really well as an evening scent, special occasion scent, if you're getting dressed up, if you've got a party of some kind, if you're going out for a meal, date night perhaps. In terms of the time of year, the scent DNA of this really works well for me in colder months. So I would say fall, winter is when I would personally wear this. So it's a pretty versatile fragrance. It's not challenging to wear. It's very noticeable, so there's a strong chance that you would get compliments wearing this fragrance, but don't worry about the compliments. It's all about how this makes you feel, and wearing this fragrance just makes you feel great, or it does to me anyway. The performance for this one is fantastic. I was getting a really strong projection for at least the first 2 hours of wearing this, and then I swear I got to the 7 or 8 hour mark and I was still getting an amazing projection coming off this, and then it lasted for easily 10 hours plus. So really great performance. For me, this was pretty much a beast mode performer. Just quickly before I finish this review, I just want to talk about the presentation of Doer's bottles. It's a fairly stock bottle. I quite like the cap that goes on. It is plastic. But what I really enjoy about this is the aesthetics of the labelling. I think the graphic design and the presentation of the labels are fantastic. Some houses that produce clones, for example Perfume Parlor, who I'm a big fan of, their bottles come as very stock bottles. They all look the same, all the labels look the same. It is no frills perfumery. So with the Perfume Parlor bottles, I tend to keep them in a drawer. I keep them out of the way because there's really no merit in having them all lined up on a shelf in terms of presenting them to yourself or to other people who might see them, because they all kind of look the same, so they don't look pretty. But what I will say, now I've got a few Doer bottles in my collection, that to have all these lined up on the shelf with the different designs on the front, they do look really cool. They look really nice. I know some of you aren't bothered about presentation, it's all about what's inside, and that's absolutely fine. But I do know that some of you are really interested in presentation. Presentation of the bottles is something that is important to you. People who like to display them, collectors, and I will say that having the Doers all lined up together on a shelf, they look great. So that's it. There's my review of Fortune by Doer Fragrances. Thank you so much to Masam for sending me this bottle. I love the fragrance and I'm really, really pleased to have this in my collection. So thank you very much for that. If any of you out there love your sweet tobacco fragrances, if you like Mugler's Pure Havane or by Kilian Intoxicated, I'm pretty certain you will really, really enjoy Fortune. So I would definitely say give it a try if you like those types of fragrances. Please let me know what you think about this fragrance if you have it, or what do you think about Naxos? Leave some comments down below. I'd love to hear what you've got to say. Please like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell to enable those notifications. And until next time, keep tuning into FM and keep smelling good.